of the Foxtrot, baby. Why? Because Foxy T is your bestie. Use caution when you sip me. Hello, everybody. Hello. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. I'm sorry. I'm way late. I know it's a gloomy day today. It's a nice, let me make sure the volume up. Okay, so it's a rainy day here in the city of Baltimore. So, you hear the thunder in the background. Yeah, that's what's going on. Anyway, blessings, kisses to everybody. Hope you having a wonderful day. What is today Thursday? What is I had a good what's today? Wednesday, hump day. I don't know. Hopefully you having a good Wednesday today, okay? Hopefully you had a good yesterday, a good Tuesday. I did go to my therapist yesterday and I had a very good session. Okay, if I should say so myself. Like okay. It's hot, but it ain't that hot today. Ooh, I tried to I added a little lemon. So so it cooled it down a little bit. I'm drinking green tea and natural herb tea today. Okay, so that's my tea for today. So let's get into cleansing the space, cleansing the area. Everyone, let's get to that. Like I said, hopefully you're having a good day. Your day is starting out very well. Um, you know, hopefully is well today. I had a very interesting dream last night, but I really don't know what the message was with that dream. But all I know is that we was fighting for our lives. It's like I was still a child at the time. I don't know why, but I was a child, and we was going against someone that was just using us for benefits of some sort. So I don't know. So we was overcoming that, and by the time I woke up, we did. Okay, hello. So you know. So with that being said, collective, maybe someone, and I always try to use my which comes as guides, my dreams as guides for the most part. Hi, how you doing? Hi, Haley. Welcome. We greatly appreciate you here. This hugs. blessings to everyone. So collective, you could have someone that's around you or seeming like that they're dealing with you for benefits, for the benefit of them. They could see some type of potential in you, some type of source of structure with you, and they want a piece of that. They want to be a part of that of some sort. I don't know. Let's see. But that's what I feel. I just feel like the message today is to be aware of your surroundings but also fight for yourself. Hi. Okay, I don't want to mess up your name, but it's Matthew Raj. So, good afternoon. So you have collective. You have acceptance. Collective, and it say I accept every step that life presents me without resistance. I try to find out what the universe is trying to teach me so that I can grow. Thus, I advance in freedom on the path of life. On the path of life, okay? It's really coming down. Okay, so collective, you could be, yeah, like I said, um, pay attention. Like, yeah, I want you to be aware that someone could be just using you for a benefit or around you for the benefit of, for the beneficial experience that they might have or the abundance that you might have. They might see that in you and then want some of it. And they feel like that is going to spill all over onto them if they stay close to you. I think you need to accept whatever it is, if and then also accept it. So I feel like that the universe could be telling you something. Okay, it doesn't even have to be exactly what I said right now, but the universe could be giving you signs of some sort, and you seeing stuff that's relating to what you could be going through or whatever. And I feel like that you need to accept that, um, accept what the universe is telling you, because there's signs sometimes in what we should do, what we shouldn't do, or what path we should take. Um, Sometimes it gives us a sense of direction, but we just have to accept whatever it is that the universe is trying to tell us. So think about it like, even though something may happen and you just don't know why, and you probably thinking to yourself, like, why is this happening to me, why is this happening to me, instead of saying, why is this happening to me, think about it like, what am I supposed to learn from this? Because a lot of times we don't be in stuff just to be in stuff. We be in stuff because we're supposed to be learning the lessons from something. We're supposed to be learning something. So a lot of times we be looking at it like, oh, this is happening to me. No, the universe is teaching you something. But you just have to accept what it is that the universe is trying to teach you and move on from there. Hey, Justin. Hey, hi. Hi, Justin. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Sorry, y'all. I needed a sip of my tea because I'm giving the tea because they think that they got you by maybe deceiving you, or I mean, because if they're trying to stay close to you and they really don't mean well for you, but they just think that staying close to you is going to benefit them, that is a form of deceit towards you. So you have to accept it for what it is. You can't just keep enabling or allowing these people or this person or these things to happen to you without you learning what you're supposed to be learning from it. You know, it's okay to not bask in the trials and tribulations that you're going through or you've been through, but it's okay to dig deep into it, find out what it is really trying to teach you, what it's trying to say to you, what is it trying to prepare you for, because sometimes we go through things because it's a lesson for you to be able to turn into a tool to use for the future. Okay, so you don't know if it's something like an experience you have to go through in order for you to accomplish your next goal. You don't know. So you need to accept what it is that the universe has for you and kind of tap into that. Don't just disregard it. Pay attention. I think we were all meant to pay attention to the signs of the universe, pay attention to what happens. If you keep seeing the same number over and over again, I don't know. My late grandmother would have said, on my stepdaddy's side would have said, play that number. That's what she was saying. And I'm like, you're not supposed to gamble and nothing like that. But Also, it could also mean have an angel meaning to that number. So maybe you just need to look it up, see what it means, how it correlates with your life or what you're going through. Everything do have a meaning. A lot of times people be thinking that it doesn't have a meaning, and oh, that's just poppycock or whatever. Is that what they call? But it's like, no, I don't think things happen for no reason. Okay, um, just like before this, I see a reel that, oh my goodness, spoke to me so deeply, and I didn't even look at it in that way because I just wasn't aware of the story as much as I should have been. I was told what happened. I was told that this was this and that was that. But I didn't do my own research. Like, I didn't look at it for myself. I didn't read the book myself. I didn't watch the movie myself. I didn't do my research. I didn't tap into, okay, the is the information that is given to me correct? I didn't. I did. I didn't do that. I just went for what was taught to me and what was said to me because it was said to me by an older person, an elder. So I felt as though everything that they said was correct. They wouldn't tell me nothing wrong. Um, they would tell me the truth about things. And sometimes we have to accept the fact that everybody is not going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. A lot of times people will just sugarcoat a lot of things to make it seem okay for you or whatever, to just make you comfortable at the time. A lot of times the truth doesn't make you comfortable. You're very uncomfortable when you hear the truth. It makes you unsettling. It might disrupt your spirit, and it very much may need to, because in order for us to dig deep, pay attention, and find out for ourselves about something, we might have to be disrupted by that thing, and it makes us pay attention to it, which allows us to then see why this thing just disturbs us the way it does, So it was so real. I'm gonna have to put it out there. I'm gonna have to say what I said. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about the reel. Okay, the reel was about a young guy. He was talking to his mom, and he was like, "I just don't understand the story of Medusa." And I loved Medusa when I was younger. I just didn't understand why people always made her to be the monster. They just kept on saying she was a monster, she was a monster. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I I resonated with her so badly. And at a young age, you wouldn't even think, I didn't know why to this extent, to why I resonated with her so much, because but I did, because the things that was going on in my life at that moment, I felt like I needed her power. I'm not going to lie. I used to like her so much because I was like, what? She could turn you to stone? She could turn you to stone? Yes, I need that. Like, I need that. Because it was people that were looking at me, lusting over me, and I was a child. Sweetheart, I was innocent, a child, not worried about nobody, especially not in that way. I was I was really a tomboy, really playing my basketball, climbing trees. I liked it to hang with the boys, and I didn't like wearing skirts, and I swear I would cry all the time when my mama used to try to put me in a skirt. I'd be like, Mom, I like skirts. It has to have shorts under it. Has to have shorts. I got things to do. Like, okay, you want me to look pretty because girls supposed to wear skirts. Wow. But And I used to hate that. I didn't like that either. But I didn't like how skirts looked on me. I didn't. It just it made me feel handicapped. Like I couldn't be myself. So I would always ask for skirts. If it wasn't a skirt, mine, I didn't want it. But her, she always wanted to put me in a skirt, wanted to put me in a skirt. So she would try her hardest to find skirts, right? So, but at the same time, I didn't even understand that I was equipping myself for protection from people that I didn't even, or from the monsters that I didn't even know that existed at the time. I knew what made me feel comfortable, and that's what I was projecting onto my mom, that I need shorts. I like shorts. I like, I was always trying to wear some shorts, but I really didn't like how shorts looked because when my thighs started getting like a little chunkier, they started rising up in the middle, and I didn't like having to keep on pulling them out or whatever. So if I was to get shorts, I'd be like, "Mom, I need them a little bigger," like because if they were a little bigger, they wouldn't ride up. You know what I'm saying? So, so I basically was tackling that and handling that as some efficient type of thing. But in the same sense, I had adult men that were looking at me in a certain type of way that I wasn't ready for. And when I kind of got that energy from certain people, I used to want to embody Medusa and wanted to have that, okay, I'd be able to turn into stone the people who just come too close, who don't do what I say. If I say don't touch me, don't take off my clothes, don't do stuff to me, I should be able to what then turn them into stone, right? I wanted that superpower so bad, so badly, but I didn't understand. And this real opened my eyes up a lot more. The young man was talking to his mom, and he was like, I just don't understand how they portrayed Medusa into being a monster when the whole time she was a victim. I'm like, hold on, elaborate. So he was like, yeah. He was like, because at first she was taking advantage of, I forgot the person's name, but she was taking advantage of a certain person. Okay. In that, then she was turned into a monster by whatever her name is. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I don't know the names that victimized her or you know attacked her. Okay, so but if you know the story, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, what is it? Piano, middle, child, surrogate child. Hey Taylor. Hey Taylor, how you doing? So I'm not sure, but I'm gonna go back and see what that means. Okay, so all right, so not only that, okay, so she was taking advantage of such such. She then was turned into a monster by such and such, and then after that, she was killed by somebody else. So the whole time she was a victim, and she just wanted to be left alone. Like, what? And then when you stand back and look at it, it does it is very cruel. He said it was cruel, you know. And when the mom kind of explained to him, like, yes, that's kind of like what they kind of do to women a lot, and it kind of shows how something could happen to the woman, and then she could be turned into the monster for speaking up about it, for having to even experience or go through that. And then when she is made into this monster, she is then ridiculed, which maybe you know by people, or just the feeling of her being a monster, you know, everybody wants to attack her now because she's the monster, right? So the whole time that's kind of what happens to women these days when something has happened to them. It's like you kind of go in that type of order because yeah, if you something happens to you that you didn't want happen to you, mind you, you didn't give permission, but it happens to you. Not only do you have to live with that, you are then turned into the monster because in some way they're gonna find some type of way to make it seem like that you wanted what happened to you to happen. So now you are the monster, you know. And then after being the monster, then it's like they do everything to attack you after that because why you are the monster. They just do things to attack you instead of realizing the real perpetrator. And I realized, and I had to think back, and I realized like it's not like she was going around attacking everybody. It was like it was a rule. Anybody who uh disobeyed that rule got a consequence, and they made her out to be a monster. She ain't even asked to be the monster. The lady made her into the monster. You see what I'm saying? Which gave her, I feel like it's a superpower because if I could turn certain men that did perpetrate, that was a perpetrator towards me, I would. It wouldn't be like I would turn every man into stone. No, it would be the ones that didn't abide by my rules and didn't go by my boundaries when I say do not touch me, do not do something to me, and they still did it. Like where is my help? Where is my sense of security? Where is what am I supposed to do? But now that she had that type of power, she was made to be what the monster, and then what then had to be taken down because she was a monster. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like if it could be a situation going on like that where you are the victim of something. Or you will be the victim of something because that person that's around you thinking that they can benefit in some type of way from being around you, they are very deceitful. They're a snake. They're not really there for you, right? For the betterment of you. They're more for there for the betterment of themselves. And the longer you keep them around, you could be portrayed as the monster in the situation if you allow them to still have access to you. And then if you are portrayed as the monster, you will then have to be what? Taken down. That's how they're going to look at it and see it. And that's very cruel for her to have to go through that situation. And it's very cruel for a lot of like women to have to go through that system because it's like it seems like a system. Like I don't like how women are really treated, especially when they are the victim of something. It's like they don't get the same respect or the same treatment as a man would if he was a victim of something. You know? Okay, so you have everything turns to light collective. So it say I work to improve myself, embrace all that life brings to me and transform darkness into light. I allow myself to grow and become stronger. So with anything that you may be going through or anything that you have to deal with, you're accepting that situation, you're accepting what may be what it is, and you're turning it into your superpower, your strength. You turning the darkness into light, then you are then stronger. of some sort. But by you being stronger, you got to be a little bit aware that now you look like a target. You look like a problem to certain people who want to continue the perpetration towards you, and they are not allowed to. So you got to kind of be a little bit aware that that person may turn around and attack you, okay, of some sort, like, or have people, other people, like-minded people, attack you. I mean, but you could turn everything into like, so you, even though you're making it work for you, you're not allowing it to turn you dark. You're actually turning the darkness, for instance, the being made into a monster. You're turning that into light. You turning that into something for good, for the other victims that may come after you. Um, in a work collective, in a work, it says, God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. Like I said, I told you, sometimes we think to ourselves, like, why did we have to endure what we endured? Why did we have to go through what we went through? And sometimes it's for us to learn something. It's for our inner healing. If we don't go through that, we probably won't heal as much as we have, or we wouldn't even be the type of person that we are, and a lot of times we are meant to be that person for the future generation, to allow them, and I think I said this before, to allow them to be able to see into the situation without having to actually be in it. Okay, so say, yeah, God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware, that's acceptance. Okay, as I become aware of my weaknesses, I turn them into strengths. Okay, I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of life. Darkness turns into courage. Thus, I get stronger. Like I said, regardless of the situation, you are becoming stronger. Even if you're looking like the monster, even if you're looking like it's your fault, you are using that situation, that time to heal yourself and everything like that. All of that is turned into strength for yourself. And not only for yourself, but you are actually showing others that it is possible to be done. But for people that are benefit for benefit from the perpetration and the things that happens to people like that, they are disrupted. They feel like they need to get rid of you. You get what I'm saying? Like but you did the inner work. You did what you were supposed to do. And by you doing the work that you was meant to do for your inner healing, is disrupting the people that would, or that's used to benefiting from you being broken. A lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people like the fact that you were broken. A lot of people like the fact that you was unhealed. They liked the way you were. It was beneficial to them. It served them in some way. Even if it was unknowing. Okay, it helped them in some type of way. Once you start getting healed, once you start healing yourself, once you started doing the work that you needed to do for yourself, it then didn't allow them to be able to have that same position in your life, in your space. Didn't even allow them to be able to attack you in the same manner or the same way. So now you became a little stronger and set up boundaries, or, you know, yeah, set up boundaries. And without them respecting those boundaries, then they really realized that they had to really get you out the picture because you were messing up their motive. Collective, you have the path to light. The path to light. It say, I make the conscious choice to move to move towards the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. Got acceptance. Okay. I develop my gifts. What I say, because you did that in a word. Okay. Yeah, I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. You turn everything, all that darkness that you went through, into light. That was your weakness. That's when you was at your weak point. You were broken. You were unhealed. You were neglected. You was abandoned. You were unseen, unheard. But you turned that that energy, that dark energy that was put upon you, into light. You turned it into something that was beautiful and useful for not only you, but for everybody that may come across something like that, for them as well. You did it for them too. So not only you, but you didn't do it for the benefit of just you, but you did it for everybody you came across unconditionally. Now, hey, Rendia. Hey, Rendia. Hopefully I said your name right. Excuse me. Blessings, blessings. Hugs, hugs, and kisses. So, like I said, I just feel like the story of Medusa really resonate so well with this message today. Not really calling you a Medusa, but I'm just saying. Oh, I did. Thank you. Okay, yeah, making sure. Um, so, like I said, I feel like not calling you Medusa, but I feel like that you have the strength that she has, the power, the ability to turn that darkness into a superpower. You understand? And not even like a superpower, but it's a strength of yours that cannot be tamed, because you did the inner work to develop it. You really did the work. Instead of you just saying you have this power, you really did the work in order to get it. Harmony, collective, harmony. And it says, I open myself to the divine being within me. I am the image of God, thus I have the power to bring light into my life. I turn any darkness in me into something beautiful. In the absence of resentment, anger, or doubt, I find harmony. Okay? So, yeah, we might have that sense of, I want to give revenge, or you might have had that sense of resentment towards that person who perpetrated you or attacked you, did whatever they did to you, they did the wrongdoing towards you. And you might have that doubt in yourself, like that sense of doubt, like, okay, did I ask for it? Did I really want it to happen? You know, you start questioning yourself. You might have that moments. You might have those moments. But you let that go. You let all the anger towards them, the resentment, the all that, you let that go. And in the absence of that, you turn those weaknesses that you had into some strengths, and that dark part side of you into if I can't do nothing to you, you know, because it's not an image of God. But if I can't do nothing to you, then I'm going to use what I went through to help another person. And that's something beautiful. You helping someone else is always a beautiful thing. You know, and even though people may try to shut you up and tell you, you shouldn't relive stuff, you shouldn't talk about this, and you shouldn't talk about that. If we did never talk about what happened to Medusa, we wouldn't even know nothing about her. If we didn't, it makes you think about how society even portrays women in a whole. You get what I'm saying? I think that we are much more powerful than they make us seem. I think that we're not in our rightful place because of how society is more man handled, you know, and man designed. You know, how can we win in a world, you know, in a man's world? But we don't know how to win in a man's world. We just know how to survive in it. So we're not even actually living, we're just surviving in this cruel type of world, because you have to understand, this earth, this is a place where evil can happen. Not all good things happen here. Evil things happen too. So with that being said, we had to learn how to survive. We're not even able to live, not properly, not as we were meant to. We had to learn how to survive in this space. And by us learning how to survive, we also had to create new life too as well. So it's a lot to ask of one person. People don't think that women have it hard or women go through a lot, but women really do. They really, really do. You know, you asking a lot of somebody if that is a bringer of new life. We use as a vessel. We, you know, we use as a portal to the world, to the life, to you know, new life. And even though we are a portal, people on this earth does not treat us as angelically as we are made to be. We are a portal. How majestic is that? Like, what? You can really make a human inside of you, ma'am. You know, so it's just a lot to ask for. Is for that person to also have to survive while bringing in new life, but not also doing that, being the portal from heaven to this earth, right, to this world. But not only that, we have to deal with the men overruling us, like, you know, like treating us like we're unworthy when we are the worthy, I feel like, ones. We are the portal. Yes, we do need a little seed from the guys. Yes, like any plant needs a little water to grow, you know what I'm saying? Need a little seed. But it's everything else that that woman does in order for her to develop the little hands and feet of the little humans, the 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 brain, the, you know, veins, the blood, all of that they have to develop inside of themselves. It's very magical. And I'm sorry, but men don't have that magic about them, you know. And for them not to have that type of magic, they have a lot of power for some reason. When we, in a sense, are really the true powerful ones. I'm sorry, but they treat us mm, uglier than they should. I'm sorry, not the really bad stuff, but they treat us uglier than they should. And we're set to survive this cruel world when it's crazy for us to even be able to juggle both and then have to be misused, mishandled, not handled properly by these men. Most men, I'm not going to say all, but most. It's a lot more that don't handle us properly than the ones that do. I really do appreciate the ones that do. God appreciates you too as well. We do appreciate y'all, but we need more like y'all, you know. And we don't have that much, so it's a lot that we have to pay attention to. We have attention. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Yeah, it's like it's a lot that we have to pay attention to and realize that we shouldn't feel down or feel like that we have to survive this world or this earth, but we have a superpower. We are very, very, very magical. And we just need to step into our power. Instead of trying to survive this earth, we need to be able to live it. Get to a point where we able to live it. I know it's hard for us to do, and that's kind of crazy for us to have to even try to have to do that too as well. Like we have enough jobs as it is, you know. But as a whole, if the men that are mishandling these women, if they could do better, it will allow us to tap into our true powers and actually be more angelic as we need to be, because they want to say, a lot of them like to say, hey, you're acting manly, you're acting like the man, you want to be the man, you want to be the man. And it's like, we don't. No, we don't. In some sense, sometimes we do. We feel like, dang, you want to switch. It's not that we want to have your job and do it too. No, sometimes we want to be like, hey, you, hey, it's hard over here. Help us out. You want to switch because this is it's hard over here. But they don't see the how hard it is for us because they're not us. They don't even know what it takes to even be us. They don't even know what it takes for us. They don't even know what we're up against. They don't know how it feels to be up against them. They don't know how it is to live with them. You understand? And then the ones who do know how it feels to live with them, you notice how sensitive and more empathetic those men are to women? They are. You see what I'm saying? Because they understand. They are aware. You know what I'm saying? They pay attention. And we have attention. It says, I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity rises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. We are definitely that. But we need other people, men, to pay attention to the fact that we are hardworking, we are strong, we do have a sense of unconditional love that they don't really have us, that they don't embody. We embody unconditional love of some sort, okay? And that's why we allow people to hurt us over and over and over again, because we are not looking at it as they're hurting us. We're looking at it as they may be hurt themselves and they just need a little grace. They need a little help. They may be in pain. And by us knowing how it feels, we are empathetic to them, to a person who's not even empathetic to us, you know. And that could be the situation that you could be in right now. It doesn't even have to be a man and woman thing. It could just be you're around a person that you're giving grace to, you're paying attention to their pain, and you're taking their pain into consideration. You're not looking at them as what they did to you as they really meant to hurt you, but you're looking at looking at it as they could be hurting themselves inside, they could be broken in some sort, and you could be loving them unconditionally, and extending your hand to them for support and guidance, or whatever, help with healing, and they might don't deserve that, but that's what's in us. We can't help it. Trust me, we be trying to turn it off. We be, Lord, why you give us this heart? But we are angelic. That's what we need for us to be the portal into this world. So we had to have that type of compassion that we have for people, because we are the creators, well, the portal kind of creators of, the second creators of the people that's here on earth. Everybody came from a woman. Let's understand that. So the creator of love, which could very much well be a woman, we don't even know. See, we just told what we're freaking told. Medusa was a monster to us. Eve was a. Everybody want to smack Eve from what from what we're told, but they don't understand that Eve could eat the apple off the tree, although she wouldn't. It was him that didn't, that wasn't supposed to eat it. You see what I'm saying? Like we you know. I don't know, but it just seems like that the stories that are told, or the things that are said about the women, the people that bring new life here on earth, weren't told properly, or was more demonized than it should have been. We are angelic. We are angelic people. We have nurturing in deep within us. We can't help but to help another person. We can't help but to be there for somebody else. We literally would have to tap into our masculinity, the man side of us, to put up that hard exterior type of, no, you ain't, I'm not worried about you, but deep down inside we be still worried, because we know we are we created most people, so how do you not care about something you help, the creator let us help bring into this world? We're the portals. How? We can't turn it off. And by us not being able to turn off our superpower, because I feel like that's a superpower too. Really being sympathetic for somebody that did wrong towards you, and you ain't do nothing wrong towards them, and you still having some empathy, and not turning cold, and not turning evil, and not turning like them, but you still remaining the loving light type of person you are. I feel like that's a superpower. Cause how? That gotta be God. Like how? How, Sway? How? Ain't no way. But it happens all the time, and that's why we end up seeing ourselves in certain situations, because we kind of we forgive and we love unconditionally. And it's not our fault, and I don't want you to even look at it like it's your goddamn fault. It's your superpower, sweetheart. That's what you was meant to do. Now, who fault it is the person that's misusing your superpower, this mishandling what your gifts that you have to give, is that person's goddamn problem. Understand they're going to get that karma. I'm glad that you're not taking matters in your own hands, because you will create karma for yourself. But understand that they will get theirs in the end. So a lot of times when we're looking at them, you could be like I said, don't have to be a man and woman thing, but collective, you could have somebody around you that are fighting some type of demons of some sort. That's what we have to pay attention to and realize too. We see the pain in the we're empathetic to them. We can't turn it off. Okay, we can't turn the godly uh, energy of us off. We can't. Okay, it's in us. So with that being said, we also have to develop some more gifts, which will be discernment, and we have to understand that not all people are victims. Not all people don't deserve to be hurt. Yes, we feel that way, But it's like they could be fighting some type of demons, okay? Because they did something before they even came in contact with you, sweetheart. That's what we have to understand. And us, we want to be saving everybody, saving. We are here to be that we feel like we're here to be a savior or to help lead people in the right direction. And yes, we are. But everybody is not ready to be led to their rightful path until they are willing to, until they are ready, until their soul is ready, until they didn't fought all their demons that they needed to fight, until they did the inner work. Because the thing is, you did your inner work. And that's how you was able to get to where you were. You turned your darkness into light. You went through what you had to go through. And then you didn't hold no grudge or nothing for the people who put you through what they put you through. You turned all that stuff that you went through and you turned it into something beautiful. Now, by you doing that, the other person that surrounds you, collective, that could be going through some things, they have to do the same, sweetheart. You cannot do the work for them. You cannot have the faith for them. You have the faith for yourself. You could cover your children, and I feel like you can only cover your offspring. You really can't cover your spouse too much because, like I said, nowadays your spouse could not be your spouse in 7 years, 5 years, or whatever. They might switch, spouses on you. Then what? You still cover? No, no. You cover what comes out of your body, sweetheart. Who has to cover your spouse is his mama. Okay? We have to understand that we cannot be moms to our spouses. We cannot be our spouse's mom. We're not her. We have our own offspring to cover. She was supposed to cover her offspring, which therefore he would have been saved and covered because he has a mama. Everybody has a mama. Everybody came out of a mama. So if she covers her offspring, therefore everyone is covered. We don't have to cover our spouse. Everybody is covered by their mom. Okay, you came out of her. Okay, so if she doesn't cover you, it's not our job to get in a relationship with this person, in a union with this person, and try to cover this person. We are meant to cover our offspring, what came out of us. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel, and I feel like that if anybody tell you differently, they are part of the problem. They are part of the problem because it makes sense. It makes sense if every mother just cover her children. That's man or woman. Everybody, that's her job. It's not your job. You're only meant to cover your children because think about it. That person can be a perpetrator towards you and be harmful to you and your children. Are you supposed to stay stuck in that situation, or are you supposed to make a move because you are the person who's supposed to cover them goddamn children? You got to do what's best for your children, not that man. Not your spouse. Okay? I'm sorry. Courage. Courage, collective. It say, I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the test of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. Which you are, collective. You are. Once you realize what's going on, because you got to think we're in a man's world. We was told a lot of things. And a lot of women are demonized in the sense of man. Okay, sorry. But a man don't always have to be a man. It's just like humans. Okay? So a lot of women, because there's women that demonize other women too as well. Hey, we honest over here. See what I'm saying? So, like I said, in the eyes of man, in the image of man, which is not always men, but humans, um, women are up against a lot. And sometimes we're up against our own, you know, our own, and we have to understand, once we open our eyes and pay attention to what we are really meant here for, we're here for our offspring, and other people are here for their offspring. And, if everybody cover their offspring, everybody is covered. Even if your mom, and God rest her soul, she's gone and passed on. I'm trying to tell you, from the heavens above, she's covering you. You don't think she's still worried about her children. You don't think she's still working from the, you know, from the heavens. You don't think women are resilient. They're gonna cover their own. So you don't have to worry about your spouse. You don't have to worry about that person that you're around. So like I said, it could be somebody that you're around that may make it seem like that you're supposed to be their savior. Like they might have, you know, yeah, they might feel like they might have this like victim mentality where it's like they want people to be there to save them. And if you're not there to save them, you don't love them. That's not, first of all, that's not your job. That's not your place. That person is supposed to come to you healed and demons fought. you know, you have your own demons to fight. You're not meant to fight that person's demons. It's not your battle. Every battle is not yours. Trust me. That's that person's battle. And that's why you're not winning, because you're trying to fight somebody else's battle, collective. You could be, so that person could be, the person that's around you, collective, could be, like I said, staying around you, trying to benefit from you, thinking that they're going to get some faith from being around you, without them doing the inner work, without them covering themselves too as well. Like, yes, we supposed to cover our children, but we supposed to cover ourselves and our children as well. We had to do that inner work, because once the mama gone, now we're the mamas. We have to, so we're going to cover ourselves and our children, and most likely we're going to say we want to cover our home. But if that demon, if that disruptive thing is in your home and it's disrupting your spirit, it's not aligning with your life or whatever, that's because it's meant to get out. It's meant to be removed from you and your children's space. It's okay to be alone. It's okay. People be thinking like that. They need to be in a relationship. They need to stay with a person. They be having codependent issues and codependent tendencies because of the simple fact that they're used to being with somebody. Do you understand that not everybody you be with is a good union? Sometimes we be put in unions because we even mishandled the word union, the meaning of union. We really messed that up, because a lot of people don't even really truly love each other like they used to. Like, marriage is really not the same. So people don't really love each other as much as they used to. A lot of people are becoming a union for financial reasons. Some people are becoming a union just not to be lonely. That is not a reason for you to be a union. And people are misinterpreting the situation. They thinking that, oh, we're married, so you supposed to stick with me through thick and thin. And yes, but it has to be the right party. You just can't do that with everybody. You can't just be like, hey, I like the way you look, so it gotta be you. Y'all have to align. You have to align with one another. You have to align with one another. That person have to. If you're a healed person, you can't be with a person that's unhealed. You're a healed person. You have to give that person time to heal themselves because you can't heal them. That's not your battle to fight. You have to give them time to heal themselves, and then you can be able to come together if you are aligned with each other. Okay, we rushing into things and doing things the wrong type of way. Of course, it's going to give us the wrong result, the wrong answer, right? It doesn't work. If you have the wrong formula to an algebra equation, yes, you're going to get the wrong answer. Even if it seemed like it go together or whatever like that, it still could be wrong because what? You have the wrong formula. That's not the formula you're supposed to go by. You know, I'm sorry. But that's what it is. So collective, I don't know if you're supposed to be separated from somebody or whatever, but I think you have to be aware of who the people are around you and really take it seriously about who you allow in your space and in your life. Because you have to understand, you have to treat your life as precious as it is. We're not treating our lives precious, like as precious as it is. We're not treating it as such. If a person doesn't treat your life in a precious way, it's up to us to treat our lives in a precious type of way. If we do so, then the other person will have no choice but to come in and do the same. They wouldn't even be able to. They wouldn't even feel comfortable treating you any type of way when you treat yourself so precious and you hold so highly of yourself. They can't dim you. They can't touch you. Keep you from um they can't keep you from reaching your heights and where you need to be or being aligned with the person that's supposed to really be aligned with you. They can't come in and pretend to be nothing because to be the one for you, to be your person, the person you're supposed to be in union with, they can't pretend to do that because you think so highly of yourself. You did the inner work. You're so tapped in to the energy and what you expect for your life that they don't even fit. They're not going to fit. They is not going to align with you. You're going to be aware of that. You're going to see that. And sorry, sir. Sorry, ma'am. You, you just not there yet. It's okay. You're good for. We're not saying you're a bad person. We're not saying you're not good of enough of a partner. We're just saying that us too. Just don't align, okay? You weren't meant for me. I wasn't meant for you. Maybe we were meant to teach each other some things, some techniques, some, strategies and stuff like that for us to, get on our healing path or help us heal just a little bit more, and go find the people that we actually align with. And you align with the people that already are at the same level you are. So, can't be an unhealed person with a healed person. You can't be a praying person with a person that don't even believe in God. You can't do that. Let that person find that person, sweetheart. Don't hold on to something that's not meant for you. All right, that's all. All right, that's all I had to say. All right, because we're on an hour, and I'm sorry. I'm keeping y'all too long, so we're gonna see what sign this resonates with. I was on the roll. I'm sorry. But I want to tell y'all, it took me a lot. It took me a long time, and it took me a while to get to this point. I knew I had all this enemy and inside of me, but I wasn't in the space or the environment in order for it to shine or for it to flourish or for me to even tap into it. I was condemned, like how people look at you weird or whatever like that. But you really might be on to something. You hear me? So the thing is, you have to find your tribe. You have to find who is meant to be aligned with you. Like I said, you have to find your people, your person. Sometimes if things are not going well, whatever like that, you need to move. You need to, and when I say move, I mean, excuse me, don't keep connecting or giving access to people that do not align with you, that doesn't have the same um, visions as you, or not on the same healing. Uh, I want to say journey, but just not there yet. It's okay if they not there yet. They just gotta be with somebody who is not there yet too as well. Well, how about y'all just don't be with nobody until everybody healed? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I didn't lose nothing. Okay, so we got Aquarius once, Sagittarius once. We have Taurus twice. We have Cancer once. We have Aries once. We have Virgo twice. We have Leo twice. We have Libra once, and we have Gemini once. Okay, so if you are Aquarius, Sagittarius, Taurus, Cancer, Aries, Virgo, Leo, Libra, or Gemini, this this message might resonate with you, or you could be dealing with any one of these signs. Okay, collective. So I just wish you well. I love all of y'all, and I'm glad, it's so grateful for y'all even staying and sticking with me and coming through and seeing about your girl. You know, I thank you for allowing me to tap into my gifts, into what I love to do, and be able to produce it to the world. Like, thank you. I appreciate you. Also, if you would like, I mean, you know, it don't cost you nothing, but just hit that subscribe button for me. So, you know, they keep me coming back. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you, like I said, if you new here, hit the subscribe button. But also, if you also new, you can hit that little bell right there. That little bell right there lets you know anytime that I go live. Like, so you won't miss nothing if you happen to want to see anything. And not saying that you really had to come on here and, you know, say anything. Hey, Diego. Hopefully I said that right. But not saying that you had to come on here. Oh, my stomach. Not saying that you had to come on here and say anything, but maybe if you just want to be aware of the fact that I posted that day, you know what I'm saying? You can come back and look at it later. You know what I'm saying? So I love you guys, and I appreciate all of you, and God bless every single last one of you. I love y'all. And until next time, until I see you, see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Stay blessed, everybody.